Hello, my name is Morgan Kilpatrick, and welcome to my PowerPoint presentation on the waterfall model. Just a little outline before we begin. The waterfall model is a development process that is sequential and flows like a waterfall through the specific phases of a project. Each phase of the waterfall model must be completely wrapped up and finished before the next phase can begin. There are 5 stages in the waterfall model, and those are requirements, design, implementation, verification, and maintenance. The waterfall model is a strong, reliable method that leads to an efficient workflow and productivity in a workforce. A brief history of the waterfall model. It was created by computer scientist Winston Royce in 1970. He never named the model waterfall, but he gets credit for creating the linear sequential project management system. The 5 stages of the waterfall model. The first one is requirements. The requirement stage determines what resources are required for the project, what team members will work on what, a timeline for the project or how long each stage could take, and the details on each stage of the process is discussed. Next stage is the design stage. This creates the schedules, it determines deliverables exactly, and creates designs or blueprints for the deliverables. Next is the implementation stage. This creates a plan, it collects data and research needed, and assigns tasks specific to each team. Next is the verification stage. This writes test cases. It takes any documentation of bugs or errors needed to be fixed. It tests one aspect at a time. It determines which metrics to track and covers a variety of scenarios. The last stage is the maintenance stage. After the product is released, workers might have to fix bugs. If the customers have any problems that come up while using the project, the team will address the issues and release a new version of the product. Some real-world development examples of the waterfall model are customer relationship management systems, human resource management systems, supply chain management systems, inventory management systems, and point of sales systems. Some pros of the waterfall model are clear project structure. This creates less confusion due to structured planning. There are also set costs. With structured planning, the time and cost of the project are set and known in the beginning. There's also easier tracking. Progress of the project is faster because of the less cross-functional work. There's also improved risk management. Structured planning at the start reduces risk. It allows any issues to be seen before the process starts. It also has a replicable process. If a project succeeds, the process can be used again with alike requirements. Some cons of the waterfall model are longer delivery times. Delivery time could take longer due to an inflexible sequential process, limited flexibility for innovation. Any inconvenience could push the project back substantially. There's also limited opportunities for client feedback. The project is out of the client's hands once it has passed the requirement phase. There's also a deadline creep. If there is a problem in one of the phases, the whole project comes to a pause until the team can address the problem. What about the waterfall model surprised me the most? What surprised me the most was how important each stage was. All the stages worked cohesively, so if one stage has a fault, the whole process is paused until it is fixed. Which of the steps in the program development cycle will take the most amount of time and why? Personally, I think the requirement stage will take the most amount of time. It has the most important steps of the whole process. This is where all of the planning is formed. If one part of the plan is not set correctly in the beginning stages, the whole project can be ruined before it even starts. Which step in the program development cycle do I expect will take the least amount of time and why? Personally, I think the design stage will take the least amount of time. It is a very important stage in the waterfall model, but compared to the steps involved in the other 4 stages, the design stage is the simplest. The design stage is where the blueprints are created. This is the conclusion of my PowerPoint presentation. I thank you all for listening, and here is a picture of the 5 stages of the waterfall method and their sequential flow. And here are my references. Thank you all.